Before we start, I want to clarify something. I really don't like tablets. Now, that may not seem like the most revolutionary statement you've ever heard, or even today for that matter, but the reason I mention it is that I'm about to review the Samsung Galaxy Book, something that to the casual observer could appear to be just another in a long line of Android tablets that Samsung churns out year in, year out. And in fact, I thought the same thing before I actually received it. Let me explain how that works.
For full disclosure, I was sent the Galaxy Book specifically to review, and I will be sending it back after my review period. The reason I mention this is because somehow I missed the memo that Samsung were bringing a full Windows 10 Surface Pro competitor to the market. So when the package turned up, I went from my excitement levels being on a par with opening a bill from your health insurance provider, to the feeling you get when you put on a pair of jeans you haven't worn in a year, put your hand in the pocket and discover a scrunched up £10 note. On the subject of Microsoft's Surface Pro tablets, I've actually owned a Surface Pro 3 for 3 years now, and I can honestly say it's probably my favourite piece of tech, not least because it feels as fresh now as it did 3 years ago. For this reason, I was massively looking forward to seeing what 3 years of advancements in the convertible market will do for the format. The lack of love for traditional tablets really comes down to their restrictive nature. The fact that gaming with on-screen controls makes me want to sever my thumbs, that mobile platforms are so flooded by microtransactions, free-to-play games and crap ports that, when travelling, I'd rather solve someone else's half-complete crossword puzzle over their shoulder. You could probably also blame the fact that my first ever tablet was a BlackBerry Playbook. Yes, BlackBerry did actually make a tablet, and coincidentally they stopped making a tablet very soon after that. And that is where the Surface Pro and Galaxy Book, and other convertibles, come into their own. Both have numerous control methods available, mouse, keyboard, stylus, and are obviously fully compatible with third-party controllers. Both are full Windows 10 computers, so you don't have to hope that the mobile version of Photoshop includes the one feature you always use, or to hope that they didn't mess up or monetize that port of your favourite game. But you already know what Windows 10 is, presumably, and like it or not, it's the engine behind the Galaxy Book. So expect all the good, but also the bad that comes with that. And yes, that does include repeated failed updates when you first turn the machine on. Moving on, because this isn't a Windows 10 review and it is a Samsung Galaxy Book review, I'm keen to really find out what differentiates the Galaxy Book from the Surface Pro. Where does it excel? Where does it fail? You won't be surprised to hear that there are numerous versions of the Galaxy Book. At the bottom of the range, 10.6-inch variant with an M3 processor, 4GB RAM, TFT display and the smallest battery of the range. At the top, you'll spend $1,300 and be rewarded with a 12-inch version packed with 8GB of RAM, a 7th generation i5 processor, 256GB solid-state hard drive, an AMOLED display and a purported 11-hour battery life. Crucially though, all tiers of the Galaxy Book include the keyboard and S Pen in the box, versus the Surface Pro, which sells the must-have keyboard separately. On the subject of the S Pen, in many ways it absolutely destroys the Microsoft Pen, feeling superb in the hand, coated in a really nice rubberized material, and crucially, not suffering from the same issue that the Microsoft Pen does, in that it can actually draw a straight line, slowly. And Google that one if you're wondering what I'm talking about. The only problem is that the pen is equipped with a single button rather than the 3 of the Microsoft Pen, meaning that your customizable quick access options are cut by 2/3. This isn't a problem if you're not used to using the Microsoft Pen, but personally I like using a second button as a cutting tool. That's gone and it really is missed. One frustrating issue with the Galaxy Book is the limited number of ports, and the limited variants of ports. The device comes with 2 USB-C connectors and 1 headphone port, and that's it. Compare that to the Surface Pro, which includes a full-size USB 3.0, a mini display port and a headphone jack. Neither really win here. The Galaxy Book should include the USB 3.0, and the Surface Pro should include a USB-C port. Granted, my Surface Pro 3 shouldn't because it is a few years old now, but even the new Surface Pros don't have a USB-C port. Either way, you'll find yourself working with cable converters, and there's no way around that. My next gripe with the Galaxy Book is something far less forgivable. The Surface Pro's stand has long been respected for its bulletproof design. I was a huge cynic when I first heard about the metal stand, expecting a flimsy, easily breakable strut that would render the Surface Pro completely useless after you inevitably snapped it. As it turns out, my Surface Pro 3 stand is, as I say, 3 years old and still going strong. It enables you to angle the device however you want, and is even able to support weight if you decide you want to use the stylus. Compare that to the Galaxy Book stand, which doubles as a cover, and it cannot hold a torch to the Surface Pro. The Galaxy Book stand offers 4 angles, none of which feel sturdy, and you'll be frequently picking up the tablet after you've knocked it slightly and the stand's just given out. There's no question in my mind that this is the biggest faux pas with the Galaxy Book, and from a practicality standpoint, it just really limits its usability in tight spaces. As a convertible, which is designed to be compact and as travel friendly as possible, this is pretty unforgivable. That said, on the flip side, and I mean that quite literally because both Surface Pro and Galaxy Book's keyboards double up as a cover, the Surface Pro has long been criticised for its weak keyboard experience. For example, with my Surface Pro 3, tapping the spacebar needs laser-guided precision just to register input, while, in my opinion, the Galaxy Book's keyboard is the best portable keyboard experience on the market today. Aesthetically, I've always loved the Surface Pro's design, and ergonomically it always felt great to use. However, the Surface Pro itself is around 5 years old now, and while each iteration has evolved over time, even past my Pro 3 obviously, the Galaxy Book's smooth edges just feel like a giant leap ahead from the Surface Pro's angular, jagged design. Quite simply, it just feels nicer to use, to hold, to walk around with, and it makes my Surface Pro look extremely dated. As a side note, I will be asking everyone watching this to drink a shot of their choice every time I say charge, charges or chargers in the next paragraph. When it comes to chargers, and yes, I'm really about to compare chargers, the Galaxy Book is really nice in the fact that it charges with a USB-C cable. It also includes the quick charger wall plug, so not only can you charge it with your Galaxy S8 or any other USB-C charger, you don't need a wall socket to charge it, which is perfect for traveling. Conversely, with the Surface Pro's proprietary charger, you will need access to a wall outlet. However, the power pack does include a neat addition of an inbuilt USB port, so if you wanted to, you could charge a secondary device while you are charging the Surface Pro. To sum up, the Galaxy Book is a worthy competitor to the Surface Pro, and from a price perspective, the 8GB, 256GB solid-state hard drive version sneaks in at around $250 less than the Surface Pro's equivalent, which is pretty significant. In some areas, like the keyboard, the Galaxy Book even manages to excel. It's just so disappointing that while one of the most impressive differentiators of the Surface Pro is the stand, it feels like Galaxy Book didn't even try to compete in this area. Ultimately though, there is no doubt that it definitely warrants consideration if you're in the market for a 2-in-1 convertible laptop.
Thank you so much for watching my review of the Samsung Galaxy Book. I hope the review was useful, but also the comparison to the Surface Pro. Really, I was trying to help two different types of people. Those who've never owned a convertible before and want to know which route to go down, and those who maybe own an older Surface Pro like me and want to know whether to stay within the Surface Pro family and get a newer one, or move to a competitor like the Galaxy Book. Really, you probably saw from the review, but ultimately the stand, the flimsiness, if that's going to be an issue, I would say 100% go down the Surface Pro route. It may be a little more expensive, but in 3 years I've not had one issue with this, other than the wanting to kill myself every time Windows releases an update, but that's just a Windows thing. Other than that, the Samsung Galaxy Book is fantastic, and if you can live with the flimsiness of that stand, if you only like it in 2 angles, and those are the 2 on offer, technically 4, but you know what I mean, then I would say the value for money on display here, the quality of the keyboard, and the S Pen really makes it an incredibly attractive prospect. So thank you so much for watching. Please click like if you liked my video. Please click subscribe if you do want to subscribe and see more videos in the future. Please click one of these videos if you want to watch any of the videos that I've recorded so far. And I have more reviews coming up, such as the DJI Spark, which is the small brand new drone that just came out, and also Samsung Home Connect Wi-Fi routers. So they'll be coming soon as well. Anyway, thank you again for watching, and see you soon.